It's a new time of year.
It's the World Series is upon us.
That's right. World Series. Football's still going, and basketball is back.
Basketball's back.
I think it was actually back today. Tonight.
As of this recording.
Yeah. Basketball is back.
Yes.
That's right, basketball fans. It's that time of year again. The NBA is back. From opening tip-off to buzzer beaters.
BetOnline has you covered with the best odds, biggest promotions, and live in-game betting on all of your favorite teams.
This season, every game matters.
Whoa.
Some other seasons, games didn't even matter at all.
No,
Some of the guys didn't even need to show up. This season, every game matters.
Till February.
You know why? Because BetOnline has every stat, matchup, breakdown, and live odds to bet on during the game.
And it's not just the NBA. BetOnline has odds on everything from football, MLB, playoffs, NHL, to political props.
Woohoo! Head to the website today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering.
BetOnline, the game starts here. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for listening to the Dumb Dad Podcast. My name is Kevin, and I'm a dumb dad.
And my name is Evan, and I'm a dumb dad. And on today's episode, Kevin will tell us that, he doesn't really time his laps before he goes to swim practice.
Nice. And in this podcast, we learn that Evan shatters his expectations for dinner.
There it is.
Cheers.
Wow. Oh, wow. Wow, we're back. We're here.
How many times has your kids changed their Halloween costume ideas so far?
They haven't changed it. I can't believe it. They haven't changed it. I'm waiting for a last second.
Yeah.
Although I will say this.
Okay.
It kind of feels like, I would like to know maybe what you think. When's the last year you think you're getting away with like a Halloween costume like you're doing with your kids? A family costume or a partner, hey, you'll be this and I'll be this with you kind of thing. I feel like we're getting close. Son's 9. I don't know. I don't remember when I was a kid. I don't even think we did that when I was a kid, doing it like with my mom and dad or anything. But like, it's been fun. We do it most every year.
It's going to come down to close friends. Like, if close friends start trick-or-treating with them, then they're going to be like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's probably true. Or if we invite the buds next year kind of thing or something. Yeah, you're probably right. We're doing a family costume this year, but my brother is also going to be in town.
Great.
With his wife and his little girl. She just turned 1. Mm-hmm. And so we're all doing like an Inside Out theme. Right? So basically she's like the baby little Joy, I think. I think the mom's going to be then Joy or something like that. They're going to do, and then everyone's basically going to be their emotions.
Gotcha. Well, Joy is an emotion.
No, I know, but it's a fun costume. It's all the inner circle. Also, okay. I'm gonna be Bing Bong because
not an emotion.
I want to be Bing Bong. I'm an old imaginary friend.
Okay.
But it's Inside Out theme. Well, we also can't do every single emotion.
You can throw a couple on there.
But that's the thing. Like
you can make new emotions.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that I'm slightly concerned about is that the kids are down. They're super excited to all be doing like a big Inside Out sort of themed thing. But I am worried that it's like, actually, I don't think I want to do anger. I think I want to do ennui or so, whatever. Where it's we don't have anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit concerned about that, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited, but who knows? You got to be ready for the last second change.
You got to be ready for that last second change.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, that could get me into my dumb dad moment of.
It could. I mean, it's all approaching faster than we can even.
Yeah. Speaking of last minute, that's what we'll do.
Yeah.
What we'll say is brought to us by Last Minute Choices. So today's Tuesday. Tuesdays are the worst school days for parents in California. Early pickup. It's only an hour, but somehow it feels longer. I don't understand it.
Feels shorter.
Like it feels like.
The day?
It feels like it's more than an hour is what I mean. Like it's
it
feels like it's an hour early as they get out and it's like
it feels like I'm picking them up an hour after I dropped them off at school.
Yeah, it's weird. It's still it's whatever. It's terrible. So you kind of just have to plan appropriately. So I bring the kids home and both my kids have swim on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
Thursday is a whole different animal because it's just easier. They come home at like 2:30. By the time they're settled in, they're doing their homework by like 2:45. That takes them however long, and then it's like, you guys can do whatever you want until I tell you it's time to get ready for swim.
Sure.
Because there's not a lot of time. We have to leave by like 4:45.
Yeah.
So Thursdays are easy. Tuesdays, there's just like a long window. So like they did their homework, they did they would do 20 minutes of reading, and then they were hanging out, and then they were like they wanted to watch screens, and I was like, sure, you guys can watch screens. They were watching screens. I'm getting stuff done, and then it was like that. I was that nagging feeling of like I feel like they've been on screens for too long. Like a little time, enough time's passed that I was like,
yeah,
this can't be happening until swim.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, guys, get off screens. And then my son, who's 5, he definitely got, it was like that. I mean, he's in school all day, but it was like that. I was watching screens for too long. Now I'm like antsy. So I was like, well, find something to do. You want to color? You want to play a game? Like, you can do whatever you want. You can go outside. It's a nice day. And he was just like, ugh, just chaotic energy. And I was like, okay, this isn't great. And
when is swim?
So I was letting that hang for a little while before I was like, all right, you know what? Dog needs to go for a walk. Who wants to take the dog for a walk? Yeah. And to my surprise, they both wanted to come. And I was
you go.
Great. We're going to go for a walk.
There you go.
Perfect. Get the dog on the leash.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could go wrong?
This is all going so
2 kids
swimmingly.
and not yet. Swimming's later.
It's heading towards swimmingly.
Yeah. So yeah, we go for a walk and we're out for, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes before I look at my watch and I'm like, kind of way too close. Like, this is bad timing. Like,
how far are you away from your house and how much time do you have to get to swim?
We ended up being fine. We ended up being to swim on time. Everything worked out, but it was like, then it was like, guys, come on, we got to get going. Like as we're circling back to the house, we did like with one of our side streets has like it loops into itself, and it was like great. So we're like looping back, but I'm like, guys, we got to get going. And then it was like, get home, everybody get changed.
Let's see some high knees back there, please.
And it's always on the days where you have a lot of time that you just screw it up.
How does that happen?
Thursdays, efficient.
Dude.
Efficient. Tuesdays, we had all the time in the world, and now I'm like, just like rushing everybody, getting them out the door. Come on, we got to get going. Where's your water bottle? Oh God, where's your goggles? Just like finding everything.
Yeah, I know. When you're late for something, or you're pressed for time, even if you're worried you're going to be late. How does the universe know that that's the day that it's like 3 ambulances are going to kind of stop traffic and you're going to have to wait for them, and then you're going to be stuck behind the delivery truck and the other guy in front of you who's going like 5 miles an hour slower than the 35 mile an hour speed limit, and you're like, and you can like you're leaving like finger imprints in your steering wheel. How does the universe know that you're late that day, or is it just that much more like awful that when you might be late, that anything at all is frustrating?
Yeah.
And normally you would have like literally wouldn't even care.
Yeah.
Is it more that, or does the universe know? Feels like the universe knows.
We didn't have any ambulance situations, but it was
you know what I mean?
The kids were discovering.
Pick the thing that can go wrong or take a long time. It will happen.
And that was
in a row. A bunch of them in a row.
And that was the dog walk. And it was like.
That you chose to go on.
We chose to go on. That we were doing fine for time. And then suddenly we absolutely weren't.
Yeah.
I was like,
because you're wandering.
They're having fun.
Around having fun. Yeah.
Can't have that. We got to get going. No fun right now, guys.
Fun. Get home.
It ended up being fine and worth it, but it was like, now I'm getting in the car and I'm like sweating a little bit before I go into a indoor pool room.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Nice.
So it's just like
a little muggy in there.
Absolutely. Just steamed vegetables. It was awful.
Steamed your vegetable.
Yeah. It was just such a dumb moment. It was just so like, I wanted to get him out of the house. I did get him out of the house. Got a little energy out, which was in the long run good, because like then he was like, my son was like going to my wife who was working, and I was just like, come on, man. Like,
yeah. What is it? How many years off your life does a cigarette take? Each one?
Oh, I don't remember. A month
long time
or something.
How much did you take off your life with that unnecessary stress you gave yourself?
I've taken so many years off my life.
Just unnecessary stress that you've given yourself. Yeah. What do you think you knocked out 4 or 5 hours today?
Yeah. Yeah. Easy. so easy to get so stressed.
You ran it back a little bit.
Yeah. It's so easy to get so stressed, and then just like you're in the car, and they're like, "Can I play this song?" And you're like, "Sure." I don't understand this life.
I try. So it's like a main goal of mine nowadays is like try not to get too stressed.
It's everyone's main goal.
I know. I'm saying I think about it because it's like if you also really think about it, it's like there's very few things that are worth like getting really mad or upset over. There's very few. Now listen, man. I had to earn the tools that I know how to use now with anxiety, these kinds of things, because it's like very easy to ramp up to worry or ramp up to stress. And so, but I just try to keep it on like as even keel as I can.
Sure.
Not easy to do. No. As I said, when you're late and there's a truck in front of you and you're like, I'm going to pull the steering wheel out of the dashboard if you don't move out of my way.
Yeah, exactly.
Easier said than done. But we're all working on it.
That's all it is.
Well, I'm glad you got there because the whole thing really could have gone off the deep end. My dumb dad moment today is brought to you by planning things out.
Okay. Great.
Same boat, you and I.
Yeah.
Kind of. I think we even maybe mentioned it last podcast. We're partnering with this company, Dinnerly.
Yes.
These like, big cardboard box of food comes to your house and then you separate it out and then you make your quick little meals.
Yeah.
We owe them another story, so I was like, I'm going to film that today because I'm going to be gone this coming weekend.
Yeah.
I think we're right around the time that it's, we're supposed to deliver it. So I thought, I'm going to do it today. I'll do it early, have all the stuff, and make my cut. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to think, like, what would be a fun way to show making the dinner. We've kind of done the talk through. Mm-hmm. We kind of did, I guess I kind of did the talk through voiceover thing when I was like, I'm going to do like a cool, see if I can make like cool transitions. And so I spent much of the day kind of like calmly, no rush. I started it like in the middle of the day.
Sure.
So I could like set up a shot, do the thing. If I didn't like it, I could do it again. And I was doing like a lot of the chopping and stuff, a lot of the prep work first. Also because it was like a ramen dish. And I was like, my wife and I talked about which one could maybe reheat the easiest so I could do it all and not be pressed for time. Like, that's the other thing too. I don't want to like make it and be filming it while everyone's like sitting there with like napkin tucked into their shirt with like a fork in hand. Like, when are we going to get to eat that when you're done shooting it? So I was trying to get all that done out of the way. Got a lot of good stuff.
Great.
And then I even dumped all the footage into my computer and was like looking at it. So like, what am I kind of missing, or what's the last thing that could like tie it all together when I shoot? Kind of just when I start making the food tonight, how can I shoot that, and also how much time should I give myself? And like really, I just had to like boil the noodles, do the ground turkey in the big pot, like add the scallions, brown it, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, gosh, that's going to be like, if I was just going to make that, it'd take me like 15 minutes probably.
Yeah.
Just really, maybe 20. So I'm thinking like, all right, I'll give myself like 45 minutes. I'm going to double it. Mm-hmm. I'll double the time so I can like do the steps while I'm like getting a new shot of it or whatever.
Yeah.
Fast forward to 6:40. I told everyone we're going to eat dinner at 6:30. Mm-hmm. So not too bad.
Yeah.
But still 10 minutes. And I told you I'd be here at 7. Yeah. So I'm starting to like feel the pressure a little bit to like, get this thing on the table.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I go to get these like cool bowls. I'm like, I'll use a cool bowl, like so it films really nice.
Yeah.
I grab the 3 cool bowls. We only have 3. It's okay. I'll grab a couple of smaller ones for my son. Wanted to try the ramen, so I was like, okay, so he can have the smaller bowl, And I get over to it, like do kind of like the reveal in the pot, film that, phone in the pocket. All right, now I'm thinking like everything is kind of, I think we're good. I'm going to start plating and then I'll finish. I grab one of the bowls, one of the cool bowls that I just washed, a little bit wet, slipped out of my hand, fell at my feet, shattered.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Shattered. If I put it in a chemical bath, it was like it was made of cocaine. It was just shattered, man. Like, I don't know, 1,000 pieces, 1,000. 2 or 3 big ones.
Yeah.
998 really tiny small ones. Yeah. Almost like Sandy-like. And I'm
Great.
standing there in my bare feet on hardwood.
Good.
So it's like now everyone that was kind of like, ideally less than 2 or 3 minutes of putting food in their mouth is like, all hands on deck, vacuum, broom. Katie goes and gets me my sandals so I can like brush my feet off, walk away. And now we're waiting, and I got, vacuuming up the dirt and then finding the pieces that, hit and just 25 feet away. Yep. That whole search and rescue thing with the flashlight, the whole thing, man.
Yeah.
I was just like so annoyed. And that's when I texted you. Going to be a little tardy.
Sure.
Just had a pretty good dumb dad moment. So then it finally got to us plating it. But at that point, it's like 6. I told you it was like 6:50. It was like 6:55.
Mm-hmm.
I plate everything, put it on the table. I plate the real one. That it's like this is going to be the one for we're going to shoot this one. Had to do a ramen egg. So they say boil it, but I sous vide it to get like the gummiest yolk and everything.
Yeah.
But they're so annoying to peel, and every one of them were really ugly. And I only had like one really good one, so it was like this is for camera.
Yeah.
And I slid it in. Like my wife helped hold the camera. I slid the bowl in and like used a knife to like cut the egg, and the yolk just like ran out all really pretty. And then I was like, okay, I have to go now. So it's like, everyone enjoy your meal.
Yeah.
And I said to leave, and the kitchen was a huge mess.
Perfect.
So I also apologized to my wife for that. I was like, I'm so sorry. That's
a golden opportunity for her to leave the kitchen dirty, though. And just be like, oh, I just wasn't sure if you were done filming.
I wouldn't blame her
clean up when you're
done.
done.
Anyway, I often will say, like, just don't worry about the stuff. I'll come home and do it and get my meal. And she's like, she never does.
She's like, I don't
she always
need you
does it.
clattering through the kitchen while everyone's sleeping for an hour.
Let's go home so I can
dropping
step on
more
a piece
bowls.
Step on a piece of bowl that I didn't find. I'm just bleeding all over the place. Yeah, so just one of those things where I was like, probably everything went well today because I had plenty of time. I was like not worried about it. I was like doing this thing. I had had to chop a bunch of Brussels sprouts, but like chop a few, see if I like the shot. Nope, readjust because I had plenty of them. It took my time. And then when I'm trying to rush because I'm feeling and no one said, when's dinner? What's going on?
That'd be wild.
But it was still like, I told him 6:30. It's 6:40. Trying to hurry, get it done. Gotta leave. Probably. I wanted it on the table at 6:30 so I could eat with them.
Yeah.
And then I could bounce, but that didn't happen like that.
Didn't happen. Doesn't usually.
Because I broke a cool bowl.
Losing time. That's all we're doing.
We're losing all the time. You think you have it, you don't have it.
Oh, man, that's great.
Yeah.
Dinner always goes sideways from when you want to do it.
It looked good.
I bet.
It looked really good.
It sounds good. I will say not an ad, even though we are doing ads for Dinnerly, but their kits are super easy. And you know what? Man. Since we're talking about it, we will just put our code. I think it's like $150 off your first 5 boxes or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But we'll have a code. We'll put it in. We'll put a link in the notes. Whatever.
And Dumb Dads. Go to Dinnerly. It's Dumb Dads, but it'll be in the episode description, the show notes.
But yeah, they are good. They are good, like family friendly meals because it is like cut one tomato and some garlic, not like past kits where it's like you can be working on this for like 45 minutes before you start cooking.
Well, I like that they tell you, they tell you how long it's going to take. I think it even tells you on the website to like, I'm going to order really quick ones or whatever. But I will say like the variety has been like among the best. I've tried a bunch of them. The variety is really, really good.
Yeah, it's been really
They even have like some breakfast stuff on there, which I was really impressed by. That's funny. When I shot my other video, I was like going over the brief, of all the information they want you to like either capture or showcase these things about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, blah, 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 these 5-step meals will get you this and this and this, And then I went to go shoot the meal that I really wanted to make because I thought it would look really nice on camera. And it was a 3-step meal. So I had to go back and like re-record that part of me talking. So I was like, 3 steps?
Yeah.
This is even faster than I thought.
It's harder to make.
I could break plates. I could break multiple plates.
You break so many plates.
Still have it on the table.
Well, that's great. Let's move on to some submissions.
Yeah.
If you guys want to submit some dumb parent moments, you can email us, dumbdadpod@gmail.com.
That's right.
Or you can DM us. We're at the Dumb Dads on Instagram. Mm-hmm. So we're going to read one. We're going to read one from Brian, who wrote in. He originally wrote to us back in May.
Okay. He follows directions. He resubmitted.
Last year.
Yeah, he resubmitted from last year.
From last year. And he
say we're gonna read it. We're not getting rid of it.
We asked people, if we haven't read yours, please resubmit.
Yep. Go into your sent folder, type in DUMB.
So he did. He just he replied to his email he sent, and he was like, "Hey guys, which was smart. I wouldn't have thought to do that. I think I would have retyped it, but good for you, Brian." I would have been like, I guess I'll just retype that story again. So yeah, Brian, thanks for following through, and we will also follow through for you. So here it is.
Yeah.
He says, "Hello, dumb dads."
Hello, Brian.
Long-time listener, first-time mailer. Last month, but it wasn't last month. It was April 2023.
A year and a month ago.
My good friend Travis, who had the very unfortunate ball versus Lego mishap. Remember that story?
Ball versus... Oh, yeah.
Threw the ball, and it hit the Legos. That was another submission that we read with his son. Was highlighted on your mailbag episode. I'm the Brian that you gents were exceptionally vibrant with praise for. Well, you deserve it. My 5-year-old...
let's hear the end of the story first.
Yeah. Well, for the previous story, not for this one. My 5-year-old daughter lit up when we listened and my name was mentioned. For making me some sort of hero figure to my kiddo by being mentioned on such an astute, finely crafted, and polished, internationally praised pod as yours.
Wow. Brian, where do we send the check?
I shall do my part to continue to share and direct all dumb dads I come into contact with to your support group or podcast.
Brian, your kid seems awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, let's get to it.
Amazing, cool kid.
His daughter, Sophia. And so I shall share a tale of Lego's teachings. So look at that.
Okay.
Another Lego story.
Yeah.
My 5.5-year-old daughter, Sophia, has been recently introduced to the wonders of Lego. We've started off with a few simple sets. Time and patience has been tested, as I've told her repeatedly that she was not allowed to skip pages in the books, as this would not help her finish the project faster. That is true. You can't skip ahead on Lego.
No, you can't.
But she learned, and her skills of counting the little plastic dots in order to seat the correct piece in the proper position have flourished. The day came where a new set awaited her. This time, however, the pressure was put upon her to build the entire set from start to finish without her father overseeing the construction with words of support and direction like nope and really, and occasionally the mouth sound of an incorrect buzzer.
Yeah, the Lego Foreman. Everyone, very popular role.
Yes.
You're trying to build something and someone's just talking about it.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah, how about you do it? I don't want to do it anymore.
I, too, am a work-from-home dad, so it was joyous to look over from my perch at my workstation to see her diligently focused, counting dots and meticulously placing pieces like she was an art curator working on a priceless work.
I love that so much.
3 hours later, my workday ended, and kiddo was nearing the completion of her Sistine Chapel, a small animal adoption office. Okay.
Oh, probably Lego Friends.
Yeah, probably.
Or Lego City, maybe.
But it was her Sistine Chapel.
Yeah, exactly.
The project looked legit. Nothing was out of place. The project was 95% complete, and it did indeed look like the picture on the box. Both of us beamed with pride at a job well done and almost complete. Upon closer inspection, I noticed that many of the pieces were not seated tightly, exposing little gaps that made other pieces slightly askew. So, with my vast 30-plus years of Lego construction knowledge, I advised my little builder that it was important to seat each piece tightly so the next would fit. Makes sense. I gently squeezed 2 pieces together to show her the gap disappeared.
Yeah.
Great.
It's an important thing. I remember showing my son the same thing.
Yeah.
Try to snap it all the way together.
Gotta snap it in there. Now, I swear I only looked down at my phone for a moment. That's what we all say. Brian, it was just just a moment. But when I looked up, my daughter was applying all 48 pounds of her little frame.
Oh, man. I knew that was going to be the thing.
To the top of this non-load-bearing Lego.
Oh.
I assume this was under my advisement to seal the gaps. Yeah, it makes sense. In hindsight, more careful instruction.
Seal them all at once.
Yeah. Just a little... More careful instruction could have been useful. And before I could even utter, wait, the Lego she had been working 3 hard hours on exploded into a plethora of fragments.
Under immense pressure.
Resembling the aftermath of a 7 to 8.0 on the Lego Richter scale.
Oh, man.
She quickly gathered all the chunks of animal shelter destruction into a pile and attempted her best to place them back where they came from, but to no avail. The tears were starting, the frustration and devastation of her loss.
The tears starting, man. I think they would go immediately.
I think she was just trying to fix it, like real quick.
Oh,
fix
yeah,
it before
like
the
maybe
truth
it didn't happen.
before the
Maybe
truth set in.
Maybe it didn't have to have happened.
Yeah. He can't see without his glasses.
Oh, man.
Of her first major architectural accomplishment in ruins had set in. She looked up at me with those beautiful eyes, tears streaming down her face, and said, "Fix it, Daddy, fix it." Now, maybe there are some Lego wizards out there that could have accomplished this construction miracle, but alas, I am not one. So my advice to her, baby, it's time for us to tear down and start over from the beginning. This idea was not received enthusiastically.
No.
So we had a nice long chat about how many things Daddy has worked on and that he had to tear apart. Like the thing in the garage he's been working on for 4 years.
Yeah. It's still in all kinds of pieces.
Mom just says, throw it away. And then do it again. Sometimes 5 times to achieve the desired result. Don't judge. 5 times to build your Lego. I mean, don't judge a little, Brian.
How big the set is? I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They're getting big now. I stuck firm to the principle that it's okay when incidents happen to get back at it and build again. Mm-hmm. And so the Lego sat on the carpet for the next 3 days, ignored, in shambles. That sounds about right. And so another talk happened where I mentioned how cool her animal shelter looked before the earthquake. She rolled her eyes with the force of a 13-year-old. Mm-hmm. I said, "Hey, let's go do this. I'll do the tearing apart." My fingernails were done after that.
Oh, you get yourself a brick separator.
You got to get the separator. They come in every set, man. They're in every set.
Not in every set.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, then you got to save them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I have like 7.
Yeah.
And you get to
Brian,
build.
we'll send them to you.
Yeah, we'll send them to you. Send your address. You got to pay for shipping. And now what is gracing the coffee table of my mom's Oma's house? There. The finest example of Danish engineered animal adoption center you can spend $35 on. I'll take that.
Go.
I'll take that as a win. You guys rock. Yeah. Crack me and my mom up. Keep being you and fighting the good fight. Travis, you were my inspiration to write these fine gents, and I thank you. Love you, buddy.
Man, that's
Brian. Thank you so much.
That's amazing. That as soon as you said there were cracks in that, that's the first thought was I thought he was going to say he did it.
I know, I did too. And
he's like, I just tried to push a little bit on the roof and it just shattered. But I like the idea that he didn't. Obviously, you're not going to force it. I guess it's not obvious, but obviously you're not going to force it to be rebuilt right then and there. I mean, it's 3 hours of work, whatever.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
But I do admire the kid for kind of going back to it, not being told to, finding out a way to kind of motivate her to try it again. I like that.
The funniest thing of that,
that's a different lesson to learn, right? To like, I failed at something. It was my fault.
Yeah. I think the funniest thing about Lego is when you get to a certain point and you're like, I don't have that piece on here. When was I putting that piece on here? And you have to like backtrack.
That's the scariest thing about a Lego build is when you start flipping back page 1 at a time and you get to you're like 6, 7.
You're like, oh no,
8, 9 pages.
And then you got to start like deconstructing it. That's funny.
I do appreciate how detailed they are. Their instructions are very good. I think, admittedly, it is confusing. I mean, it can get confusing.
It can get confusing.
Got a big part going or a big build going, and the piece you're holding has 200 pieces on it or something like that.
Right, so they can't go one piece at a time, and then you'll get caught in the weeds because it's like, do these 4 pieces that look exactly the same? You're like, got it, but then like, and also this one on the back, and that's like the one you missed because you're like, well, I didn't see you. Also, was in that on that panel. I got to get to building. I have a Lego set. I'm going to build and I'll post it in stories. I'm really excited about it.
What are you going to build?
I'm going to build that camera.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to build that and put it in stories.
Every year we've been sort of collecting. They've like released like a little house.
Yeah.
That's got like a snow-capped roof or whatever. We've kind of started the tradition that I think we're probably on 4. Where if it comes out, it eventually will have like a cool little village, we think, for like Christmas decorations.
Yeah.
So we'll build that eventually this year. I have a couple of things I want to build. They're kind of big, but I really want to build them. I just know they're going to take so much time.
My kids got me for my birthday a bunch of apparently this is the second set of these that they've come out with, but it's like succulents, but they're all in like small pots. So it's like a set of, I don't know, 8 or 12 are in my box.
Yeah, those do look really cool.
So those will be great because we'll decorate those, and then those will like decorate our living room because we can't keep plants alive.
No, you can't keep plants. No. You got to get the Mario one that's like the chomper piranha plant. Yeah. Mix it in with all of them.
Yeah.
I did just get we were on the website looking at like maybe what's the new house they had for the little village house whatever for Christmas, and they had the we were talking about this like the Pharrell Williams like Lego movies coming out. They have a set.
Yeah, the
rocket ship. I bought that and I was like, I'm gonna make that. Maybe I'll do that one first. I don't think that's not quite as many pieces. I have a couple like vehicles that are gigantic.
Serious. Yeah.
The Batman tumbler one that I've had for so long, but every single piece is black.
That's going to be a pain.
It's going to be so hard.
It's like black or shiny black.
Yeah, like, exactly.
Okay.
It's like whatever 4,000 pieces or however long.
Oh my gosh.
It's so many pieces. I remember that. We probably talked about that when my son and I went to the Lego convention. That was my dumb dad moment. That one was still funny to me.
Oh yeah, you told about that on the podcast.
Text my wife and I was like, I really want the Batman tumbler. And she's thinking that I'm talking about like a cup.
Yeah. Buy yourself a cup, you dork. Nope.
Also, why are you texting me about that?
Yeah.
Get the cup.
Amazing.
What's his charge on the card? The tumbler.
How much coffee does it hold?
I know. It's so funny to me. I'll be thinking about that the whole time I build it. Well, that feels pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good place to leave it.
Feels nice and smooth, and everyone does something dumb, and we like to talk about it. Thank you for sending
like I said, write into us. Give us a follow on social. We're at The Dumb Dads on all social platforms, especially on YouTube. We can watch full episodes of this podcast. And thanks to Verdú on SoundCloud for the music, and to my lovely wife Annie for editing this very podcast.
Evan. It's like just so many burps. She takes out a lot of burps.
Yeah, it's a lot. Got a joke?
I got a joke for you. Yeah, you ready?
Yep.
You know why we never give our kids ground beef? We never do. You know why?
Why?
I just don't really feel like it's a good idea to promote eating off the floor.
Because it's ground.
Because it's ground beef, yeah. Says the guy who puts the dishes on the ground.
Yeah.
Hey-o. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Welcome to the world, little one. Welcome to life.
How do I stop this?
The Dumb Dad Podcast is proudly presented by Bet Online.